Welcome to the Girls' Gates Luxury Package, a thrilling stomach-pumping adventure. Despite timely rescue, he left happily after the procedure that night. But little did he know. His roommate was instantly taken. He fumed before friends, only to be snatched. Luckily, rescue was prompt. After a stomach wash, he happily prepared to leave, but fate played another trick. Soon, he'd face another drama on the subway. Suddenly, a sleazy guy reached out for Zhixiao, but was swiftly thwarted by a heroic uncle. Just then, the singer, weak from a recent stomach wash, entered and stood casually, making everyone sense something amiss. As the subway jostled, the singer's body began to sway, and just then, Zhixiao, unable to bear it any longer, mistook the singer for that pervert. Thus, the singer found himself back in the ambulance. Fortunately, Zhixiao later learned the truth and knew he had misunderstood the singer. Learning the Taekwondo club lacked a gym, he wanted to apologize. Zhixiao brought them to the aerobic studio, lent the singer the keys for secret night practice, thinking he'd found a quiet spot. That night, the gymnastics captain caught them, leaving all speechless and unsure how to react. At that very moment, Zhixiao was at a complete loss and stood awkwardly to the side. Watching the situation escalate, he felt a mix of emotions and wanted to shout, "It's a misunderstanding." Although the situation is frustrating, this is exactly the rhythm of life. After all, everyone's fate has its twists and turns. The reversal always comes unexpectedly. But at this crucial moment, this is not the final act. It could have been a perfectly happy ending, but there's always a surprise lurking. It's truly baffling indeed. Who would have ever thought fate could be this mischievous? This is a dramatic moment and a time full of laughs. Life is always like that. Zhixiao's heart raced. Which girl wouldn't want a confession, especially from a handsome rich guy? After the party, everyone departed, leaving Zhixiao and half-drunk Changji alone. Zhixiao rolled his eyes, thinking, he's really wasted. Without waiting for Changji to wake up, Zhixiao sneaked away, happily hopping into Teddy's luxury car. Behind the chaos of that night, everyone but Changji found the little scoundrel Zhixiao noticed his date was tipsy and urged her to stay at the hotel, but the girl turned out to be really concerned. Zhixiao swore to only hold hands, but before the girl fell asleep, he couldn't resist. Meanwhile, the pretty boy and the tough girl were having a showdown at the hotel. Both knew their priorities were skewed, but the tough girl thought it would be a shame not to squeeze some fun out of the night. She woke pretty boy up for a massage. He massaged all night. Yet tough girl still wanted more, prompting pretty boy to call the police. Curly hair noticed the girl was vomiting non-stop, so he quickly stepped forward to pat her back as a gesture of concern. Deeply moved by this, the girl decided to show her gratitude and, without the slightest hesitation, threw herself into his arms, which completely bewildered Curly Hair. Subtitles: Curly Hair believed it would be worthwhile if it could result in a passionate night together. However, the girl remained quite reserved, and they ultimately agreed to simply watch airplanes together. Just then, a beautiful girl barged in, heading straight for Zhixiao, mistakenly believing he was flirting with her boyfriend. Doing this, Zhixiao got mad and stood up to retaliate, and the atmosphere became extremely tense. Their eyes locked, tension mounting, leaving Changji standing by, clueless and terrified. He was afraid of becoming the punching bag between them if he wasn't careful. Luckily, the beauty stormed off. Changji sighed in relief. Seeing Zhixiao downcast, as a professional sweet talker, he decided to put on an extreme act to cheer her up. He tried hard to be funny, hoping to make the goddess smile, but Zhixiao gave him no acknowledgement at all. Just then, Teddy walked in and immediately grabbed Zhixiao into his arms. Watching them be all sweet together made Changji set his sights on the giant plan. Teddy finally declared his relationship with Zhixiao, leaving the dog food duo to be those lovey-dovey pairs daily. Changji felt a tinge of disappointment, but what made him more despondent was that Teddy actually took Zhixiao back to the dorm then. The two smoothly leveled up, and Teddy had to leave suddenly, leaving Zhixiao alone in the guys' dorm, feeling all sorts of longing. Right after Teddy left, Zhixiao felt thirsty and snuck out to get water, only to realize he accidentally locked himself out. Seeing the urgency of the situation, Zhixiao had to hide, hoping Teddy would come back and unlock the door. Instead, he accidentally barged into Changji's room. Seeing his setup, Zhixiao almost burst into laughter, but had no choice but to seek help from Changji, so he asked Changji to fetch his clothes. Without hesitation, Changji climbed out, only to bump into two thieves. Remembering the goddess' dignity, Changji wisely stayed quiet and simply signaled that he was only there for clothes. Suddenly, an accident occurred. Items slid away, leaving only underwear, witnessed by girls across. They thought the three were about to jump and hurriedly called the police, bringing in fire trucks, causing the scene to spiral out of control and chaos. Faced with such an uncontrollable situation, the thieves had no choice but to take Changji hostage. In a critical moment, SWAT teams sprang. With professional handling, the three were caught. Changji was hospitalized again. Despite his unique build, he suffered no after effects. Zhixiao rushed to the hospital to visit Changji because it was mostly his fault that Changji jumped. But before they could say much, Teddy hurriedly rushed over, and seeing this, Zhixiao quickly said goodbye to Changji before joyfully running into Teddy's embrace. Watching the loving couple, Changji felt a wave of bittersweet melancholy wash over him. He knew that while he was back on campus, he could never be with them again. Alright, thanks for watching, and don't forget to subscribe.